What's up, everybody? So today we're gonna do some street photography with the Pentax 6.7. I actually haven't shot street for like 5 years, so it's gonna be interesting, especially with the 6.7. It's a heavy camera, but it's an SLR, so it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, we're gonna shoot some black and white. So let's get to the streets. So yeah, of course, on the day I wanted to go out shoot street, it started to rain, but that's kind of normal at this time of the year. And it was still drizzling, nothing heavy, so we could still walk around. It's my first time shooting Arista 400. Actually, any of the Arista stock. I recently made a huge order from Freestyle and decided to pick up a bunch of black and white because I've been home developing with Cine Still DF96, and it's super easy and this film stock is cheap and economical. So I went to load it up, and you can see I'm like super puzzled because for some reason I didn't have the take up spool. For some reason I'd taken it out, so I was like, okay, what do I do now? So after a bit of thinking, I realized like about 5 minutes walk there's a photo studio. So I walked in and asked them for a spare spool, and we were back in business. And yeah, this is me loading up the Pentax 6.7, and personally I don't find it enjoyable. It's super clumsy compared to all the other medium format cameras that I've used. This is the most cumbersome. It's kind of heavy and bulky, and I don't know, I just don't enjoy loading the camera up so much, but it is what it is. And I'm thankful that I managed to get the spool and I could go out and shoot photos. So yeah, this is just walking around. This whole idea of this shoot was to just push out some of the rust of not shooting street for so many years, just walking around trying to see frames. This camera, at least I don't have mirrored prism, so it's not as fast for street. Also the camera is super heavy. I'm just looking for some composition, so the best way is to just pull up the camera to your face and to your eyes and see if it makes sense. So I saw this dude like working under the shelter on something, so I tried to take a photo. Again, it's kind of underexposed, but yeah, I was working pretty fast trying to get the metering and expose, but again it didn't work out that well in all situations. So now as I was walking up this bridge, I saw these stairs that were pretty interesting and you could see through to the other side, and I thought that would make an interesting photo. And then this had like some nice symmetry, but again I didn't see the frame or here. But I'm just like walking around looking through the viewfinder, see what makes sense. So I saw this cloth racks with bunch of towels hanging, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of hard to see in the city, to be honest. Like Singapore's pretty clean and you don't see stuff like this often. But yeah, and even though street is mainly I think about shooting people and all that, which I would like to do more, I'm always drawn to architecture and shapes. So I don't know, every time I go out I end up with more photos of buildings and shapes than people, but yeah, it's a process. Saw these silos and I had to walk across the street because the 105 is pretty narrow, so you need to step away from it, the subject for a bit, but yeah, just going in the process. So I was crossing the street and then I saw this nice church, and there was this old lady on a tiny bicycle, and I wanted to take a photo of her crossing the street, but as I did, the car started moving and blocking, so I had to scramble and like change my composition, so my metering was off and got that shot. Yeah, just seeing some frames here. Saw this lady waiting for a taxi at this old bus stop, so I thought that was interesting. And these two ladies who were buying a bus back to Johor, which kind of like just opened, and this bus terminal is super old. It's kind of interesting. And this was the last frame, and for some reason I don't know what happened, I misfired it and it was out of focus. But yeah, that's 10 frames, not a whole lot, but good enough to get started. So once I got home, I developed the films, and I think I underdeveloped it. I was in a rush or just impatient and should have done it properly, but it's a learning process. The good thing is it's super simple. The Cine Still monopod thing makes it super easy to do it at home. You can reuse the solution, and yeah, in under 5 minutes you can have a roll of film or a couple of rolls of film ready. So yeah, like this is me as I got home. could immediately see the photos. So yeah, first time shooting Arista 400. Also first time shooting film photography on the streets in a long time. So just glad that I got that out of the way, and I'm excited to shoot more. So I'm just previewing the next while they were developing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.